Hello, it's Brent Shire Leveraging, and this is the macro instructions video for the Save Email as Outlook template macro. So it's done. You've drafted the perfect email. You've drafted your masterpiece. And just before you hit send, you know you're going to lose it forever. Sure, you can try and save this email in a folder, maybe save it in your drafts, but you know it's not sustainable in the long run. You're going to forget where you placed it. And you're just not consistent with that. And that's why we created the Save Email as Outlook template macro. Just with one click before you hit that save button, you've saved your masterpiece and you can build on the future and how you communicate consistently over time. And the great thing about this macro, when paired with the open Outlook email templates, your communication is way more consistent. You can quickly access them with just a couple clicks. And I'm going to show you that in this video. So if you've yet to see the Save Email as Outlook template macro, see it in action with this video here. And the most important part of this video is the code. I'm going to show you how to copy this code into Visual Basic and Outlook and start using this macro today. But before we dive into the code, if this is your first time using VBA, go ahead and set up these 3 steps. Activate Developer tab, update macro security, and set up references for leveraging lean macros just to ensure everything works. Alright, so if you're ready to copy this code, go ahead and put your mouse cursor just in between the code lines and the physical code itself. With a double click, you've selected everything, and Control C, you've copied all of it. Alright, to navigate to Outlook, I'm going to actually go to a drafted email I have here. So here is an email I have drafted that just before send, I decide I want to save this as an Outlook email template. I could go up to File, I could go to Save As, I could try to remember where my default folder path is that Microsoft has for Outlook email templates, or I could just use this macro I've created. Now, a couple things before we actually put this macro into Visual Basic. When you create an Outlook email template, you actually want to remove the email signature that you have in place, and you want your last line to really be that last line here. And in this instance, I just want the last line to be my image. And because when you open an Outlook email template, the signature actually comes in automatically, and if I don't remove it, I'm going to stack 2 on top of each other and maybe not notice that when I hit send. Alright, so let's copy this code into Visual Basic before we forget. Go ahead and navigate over to the Developer tab, hit Visual Basic. And I've got a few things going on here. You're probably not going to see anything in your modules if this is your first time using Visual Basic, but go ahead and select the modules folder, and with this black drop down, we're going to insert a new module. Click the module here, and you've now inserted module 1. Selecting into this white space here with Control V, you've pasted all of the code for the Save Email as Outlook template macro. You can update the folder path. If you save your Outlook email template somewhere else, you can actually remove the path here and change that. There is also the ability to then remove this parenthesis or this comment and receive an input box asking for the name or the file name of your Outlook template each and every time. If you don't do that, all I'm doing is taking the email subject and using that as the template name. And then finally, if you don't want to see a pop-up each and every time you save an Outlook email template, you can enter in a comment here in this message box. But let me show you this. Go ahead and click Save. We'll close out of Visual Basic, and what I need to do next is I need to create a custom button that I can quickly click before I hit save to save this as a template. Go ahead and navigate down to Customize Quick Access Toolbar. We're going to go to More Commands. Within this pop-up, click Customize Ribbon, and we need to create a custom group, and I want to stick it in between clipboard and basic text. Hitting New Group, I've now created a new custom group. I can rename it. What I like to do is just blank things out. Feel free to enter in a group name if you would like to enter one there. And then by clicking Custom, we're going to then move over a macro by dropping down Popular Commands to then select macros. Obviously, you got a lot out here, but we saved a macro, Save Email as Outlook template. When selecting that, I can then click Add to move it over to this custom group. And then we want to change the name, add an icon to this, because this name just isn't working for us. So I can delete Project 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and put some spaces in between here. So I have Save Email as Outlook template, and then what I'll do as well is I'm going to select a new icon. I like to use this icon with the arrow pointing into the folder. Feel free to use any icon that you want. And there you have it. So I have the custom button saved. All I have to do is click OK, and you'll now see this button existing just between the clipboard group and the basic text group. Now, the way this works is I've drafted this email, and just before I hit send, I decide I want to reference this in the future. I want to use this again and again and again. All I have to do is click the Save Email as Outlook Template macro, and I get a nice pop-up confirming it's been saved. Now, how do you access this in the future? I show you in the See It in Action video ways you can access this quickly, but I also have another macro that I mentioned, Open Email Templates. If you install this as well, all you have to do in the future is use this macro. You get a nice pop-up, which is an input box just asking for the leading number of that email template you want to open. And I've just created the happy birthday to you just by entering 2 and clicking enter. I can quickly open that and use this again and again. So these two macros together are absolutely powerful and awesome. They allow you to be way more consistent communicating on Outlook and get more done and build towards your future. Outlook email templates allow you to improve. You create one, you have a starting point again and again and again. I absolutely want to know what you think of this macro instructions video for the Save Email as Outlook Template macro. Stay awesome.